Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a really fun masculine card using some products from the brand new Foundry and Field collection from Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be using the Gallery Wall Gentleman add-on die set. This is a die set that you can see on the left and the coordinating layering guide from Honeybee. This is a really great guide that coordinates and shows you how exactly you go about layering all of these different die cut pieces. So I have all of my die cutting there in a tray over to the left, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble this really adorable fox that's going to be the focal point for the frame for my project today. Now I did die cut the base layer from kind of a reddish brown color of cardstock, and I did use Spellbinder's cardstock for the most part for my die cutting. So you can just see that I'm just using that guide there on the right to help me to decide where each one of these different pieces go, and just using my glue and my pickup tool, my Honeybee pick, my Honeybee glue, tweezers, all the different little tools that you have in your toolkit to go ahead and add these different die cut pieces together. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on my grip mat here on my glass board to just pick up with my Honeybee pick, my pick tool, and just to put that glue in place wherever I need to, where the places are kind of small. I don't want to get too much glue into those little areas, so I just pick up a little bit of glue with my pick and place it into those smaller areas. So I'm just using my pick as well to go ahead and make sure that all of the different little pieces are in place. And then of course, in true Honeybee style, all of these die cuts do have the embossed lines so that you can see exactly where to align all of these different die cut pieces. It totally takes the mystery out of that, and it allows you to get really great placement for all of your different die cut pieces. I did use one of the little bow ties in kind of a bronzy colored cardstock, and I couldn't resist giving this guy some glasses. There's a few different styles of glasses. I just tried a few to see which fit his face. This is a gorgeous pattern paper pad from the collection. It is just beautiful. I love these colors and patterns are so beautiful. Now I am going to be using the Layering Vintage Labels Layouts die set, and I'm going to use this particular label die to die cut out some of that pattern paper for my project. So now I'm just going to go ahead and layer the frame and all of the different pieces, and of course the fox inside of that pattern paper. And I did die cut the largest piece from the Layering Vintage Labels die set from some craft cardstock. I'm going to adhere that on a white A2 size top folding note card using my Honeybee liquid adhesive. And so I'll just go ahead and get that liquid adhesive onto the back of the label here. And then I'll adhere that onto my white card base. So we'll still see a little bit of that white cardstock in the background. And then we have all of the beautiful coordinating colors and bits to layer on top. So I'll go ahead and start layering these different pieces together as well onto my vintage labels base. The pattern paper in that pattern paper pad from the collection is just absolutely stunning. Make sure that you check the links in the description box below the video. I will link up to all of the products, and there will also be a visual supply list that allows you to see the different products on the supply list as well. So that'll be above the main supply list below. It'll say visual supply list, and if you click that link, it'll take you to a supply list that allows you to visually see all of the different things that I've used from the Honeybee shop. So I did die cut the oval piece from some pattern paper from the paper pad, and I'm using the neutral side there so that we can really see that fox really well in the frame. And the frame is die cut from the Gallery Wall Baroque frame die set. So that is a separate die set from the Gallery Wall Gentleman add-on. So these all coordinate beautifully together, and those Baroque frames are really gorgeous. The sentiment set is called Great Man. You can see that there's some really terrific fonts and different words like paw and papa, dad and son. There's a father, and there's son-in-law, grandpa, lots of different options for masculine different titles for people that you might be interested in making a card for. And then, of course, all of the coordinating sentiments that go along with. And then the coordinating die set. You can see that the one that I used here is turned upside down on the card, so that when you go to look for the die, the coordinating die, some of them might be flipped, just so that makes it a little bit easier for you to find that. Now, I did go ahead and stamp and die cut to the greatest dad as my sentiment. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam adhesive onto the back of my sentiment die cuts here. I'm going to add to the greatest to the top of the frame and dad at the bottom. I did want to add a little bit of an embellishment to the center of the bow tie. So I'm going to take my Pacific Northwest Pearl stickers and I'm going to add a little sticker to the center of the bow tie. I also took my white gel pen and I added some highlights to the eyes and to the nose of my sweet little fox. That's going to finish off my project today, friends. I hope you were inspired. I hope you're loving this new collection from Honeybee Stamps. Make sure you check the links in the description box below for all of the products I've used. Take care, have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.